Hey, welcome to CNY Flavor, where we help teach you how to cook on a shoestring budget. We got a great show in store for you. What we do is we do some, a couple recipes, we do some cooking and help you learn how to cook and combine things on a shoestring budget at home in today's economic times. At the end of the show, what we do is we interview local restaurants, owners, chefs, different things that are unique to Central New York. So stay tuned, we got a great show in store for you. Hey, welcome to CNY Flavor. We got a great show here in store for you today. St. Patty's Day is coming up. That's St. Patrick's Day, the correct pronunciation. Is coming up in a few days. And so we're going to do some Irish things in celebration of the Irish and St. Patrick's Day. It's a big holiday here in upstate New York. And we're going to start the show off and we're going to do some Irish burgers. Real quick, real easy on a shoestring budget where you can feed basically eight family members, or if you each want 2, 4. It's real quick, it's real easy. We got some mustard here and mayonnaise and prepared horseradish. That's all prepared means, prepared mustard, prepared horseradish, is that it's ready to be put on, okay? You don't have to do anything to it. Some horseradish that you get, you have to add sour cream and break it down because it's really hot and too thick. So we got some onion and naturally corned beef. We're gonna go the real quick, easy way with a can of corned beef. We're gonna flake it up. I'm gonna show you how to do that in just a minute.
Join us at Harts Hill Inn on March 22nd for the 4th Annual Ladies' Night Out, an evening to benefit the Alzheimer's Association and its support for more than 11,000 people currently living with the disease here in the Mohawk Valley. The evening consists of shopping, dancing, raffles, drinks, and food, butlered by the volunteers from the Utica College hockey team. Purchase tickets for $30 each or 2 for $50 at alzcny.org or by phone at 315-617-4025. Event is presented by Brookdale Senior Living and sponsored in part by WUTR.
See, here at CNY Flavor, we don't like to throw anything out or have a lot of waste. And so this particular onion was used not even a week ago, wrapped in saran wrap, put in the refrigerator, and people don't realize that it'll still last a week or two if you wrap it and store it correctly, okay? And we're just going to basically take this onion here, and it doesn't matter the uniformity of the cut, because as long as it's diced really, really fine, and we're looking for about 3 tablespoons that we can use for this particular recipe. And so you can just cut down and you go real thin because you're shaving it, okay? Remember the safety of the knife, use your fingers as a guide. Okay, now this is going to be about 3 tablespoons right here. Put it in and then use your hand again and you just cut down, and you just want to do this really, really fine because this is all going to be in part of the mix of the corned beef. Okay, so we're keeping our hands away from it. Now, there's a couple different techniques. You're at home, you're doing this. You may not like to hold your hands like this. Some people put their hands on top and they can just come across the cutting board like this, okay? Others, if you put it in, get the onion off, still keep your hands out of the way, but you can just chop it down like this. The important part is that you get it done fine, okay? Do it like this. You can even use it, the way these knives are made, okay, there's a little bow in it, and so you can actually use the knife as a rocking mechanism to come down and cut your fine onion. So there we are, nice and fine, okay, and you can see the fineness of the onion. So we're going to take this, we're going to take 3 tablespoons, good heaping tablespoons, okay, and that'll be just about 3 with what I took off, okay. I'm even going to put the rest of this in there because a little onion never hurt anybody. So we're going to take the corned beef out of the can now. I put the key on the opposite way because they're really tricky and the key is faced this way. So take it off, put it inside the metal, and then you just run it around. Sometimes the directions don't always work out the way they're supposed to on these cans. So you just turn it right around, boom, take it right off, you throw your key away, and this should slide right out. And it's okay with all this, you know, fat content, which is the grease of the corned beef, because that's actually going to give a lot of the corned beef its flavor. So we're just going to take this right out, boom, put that here. We're going to go through a flaking process with a fork. We're going to put this all in the bowl. I'm going to clean up my cutting table. Remember we talked about being sanitized in a cutting board? I'm going to do all that, and then we're going to flake the corned beef. Okay, so hands have been sanitized and washed. You're just going to take this and you're just going to start flaking it down with your fork, okay? That's all you're doing is basically, it's already cooked. You're just crumbling it down. I use the back side of the fork. Use the tines on it, it's called. And you're just basically shaving it, okay? And all that grease or fat is all just crumbling right into it. And you're just basically flaking it down. You're not compressing it so that it becomes a big ball like you would with a ground beef hamburger. Because this is the Irish burger, and you want it nice and flaky, crumbled up. Because we're going to make some, this is what we're going to put our mixture in with the mayonnaise, the horseradish, the mustard, and the onion. See how it's all flaked up there, nice? Got a couple balls in there, but you can just break them apart with your finger. And this is all ready to go in the bowl now too. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take this, and I didn't mention the cheddar cheese. I got nice sliced cheddar cheese, okay, that we're going to use on top of it. And I will be right back in a minute because I'm going to sanitize the board. So we have our onion and our corned beef in. We're going to put a couple of tablespoons of mustard, prepared yellow mustard. Again, you've heard me say many times on the show, if you like a different type of mustard, a Gouldens or Grey Poupon, okay, you can use that. A couple of nice tablespoons here of mayonnaise. And now I'm going to get a fork. I'm going to use a fork because it's too big for the spoon. There's one, and everything's done by eye. Two, there's your horseradish. The corned beef has been around for centuries. It's nothing new, and it was actually done as a preserving process to preserve primarily the brisket of the cow, okay, which is the chest area. And they would pack it in salt. They would usually use a pink salt, okay, and that's what turned the color. Now, that was before refrigerations, and it was a way to preserve the beef, which corned it. It was a corning process, like a brine process. Now, you know, we all have refrigerators, but it took on such a distinct flavor in following amongst the world, basically, that they continue that process, okay?
Perfect Game Imaging strives to deliver sport action photography that renders images that without us, our clients and customers would normally not even see. I can't tell you how many viewers of our images have asked, "How did you get that shot?" Or, "I didn't even see that happen during the game." It is our mission to have our action shots hanging on the walls of the athletes' families' homes and offices as centerpieces to be cherished for a lifetime.
And we're going to take our burgers here, and we're going to open them up. Actually, you know, I'm going to turn the broiler on because I like broiling these better, where we take our bottom halves first. This will make 8 of them. Putting the bottoms first. I'm going to get a baking pan, a sheet pan. Put them right on. The bottoms, you can use any type of baking pan. And there's 8. And we're going to take them, and they call it a dollop, okay? And you're just going to put a little right on the top. Right like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the oven. I'm going to turn the broiler on. And we're going to heat this just for a couple minutes, okay, to get it heated through. And then we're going to lay the cheese on it and melt the cheese on top for another couple minutes. And then we take them out, we put the tops on them, and boom, they're ready to serve. You can literally do this whole meal in under 20 minutes if you do it right. You come home, you just get your ingredients, put them all together, boom, 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 you're out. It's a quick meal if you got, you know, a school game, a basketball game to go to, or something for your kids, or you got to go to work and your husband and your wife, and boom, put it together real quick and it's ready to go. I'm going to turn the oven on now. We're going to show you how to put these in under the broiler. So we have our broiler on. It's going really good. Depending upon the type of oven you have, some broilers are underneath on the bottom pan. Some of the newer ovens, they have the broiler on the top. So you just put it up to high, you get it going, and you're going to take it, move your rack up to the top, and you just stick it right underneath the broiler. And that's going good. And I'm just going to let that sit. I got my clock on, and I'm just going to let it sit for a minute or two. It's important that you don't walk away from it. When you're broiling something, it can turn to black, I mean, in seconds. So you don't walk away from it, and you just keep an eye on it. Give it a couple minutes. So we're going into our second minute here. It's getting nice and hot. The corned beef is mixing with the mayonnaise, the horseradish, the mustard, and the onions are actually starting to juice in there. Oh, they're beautiful. Got about another 30 seconds. You can smell it starting to sizzle around it. And I want you to see this when I pull it out of the oven before I put the cheese on, because it's important that you get it nice and like crispy brown on top, okay? And I am about there. Oh, yes. Look at this. Now you see this? See the buns, how it's starting to brown around the edges? Okay, and it's getting nice and brown. If you ever go into a restaurant or you ever go into my diner, I do a homemade corned beef hash where I actually cook the brisket, do it all by hand, shred the potatoes. It turns out nice and brown like this, okay? So now you're ready to go. We're going to put the cheese right on it. Just put them right over the top, and they'll start cooking as soon as you put them on, because it is hot. And then what I'm going to do is probably put them in for maybe another minute, if that, because the cheese is all going to melt down. Okay, right there. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's Empire Diner. That's 100 West Albany Street right here in downtown Herkimer. You may remember me or notice me as the host at CNY Flavor. You can come on that website at cnyflavor.com and learn all about the cooking show that airs on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. But we're talking about Crazy Otto's Empire Diner right now. You know, a lot of times you see TV shows, you wonder if the cook, the chef is there, if he really actually cooks or he actually is in a restaurant. Well, I'm one of the guys that have been there, done that, and is still doing it. Right here, you can come in, you can see me cook. I'm here virtually every day. Here at Crazy Otto's, they don't call us crazy for nothing. Everything here is fresh and homemade. As you can see, we fresh slice our tomato. Everything's done fresh to order. Doing actually a BLT right now. This is Michael, also happens to be my son. Hey, all right. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's. Come on in, give us a try. You won't be disappointed. And look at this. That's about it. See it all start to bubble up now? Now look at how quick that was. If I had walked away from this, it could have really turned black along the tops. Now while it's hot, while it's still sizzling, you're just going to stick your tops right on it. That's going to heat the top of your bun. Okay. And now, You have 8 Irish burgers like that. Quick and easy on a shoestring budget. That's what we like to do here at CNY Flavors, give you some little tricks, some little hints on how you can feed your family. This whole thing here wouldn't even cost you maybe $4 at the most for all your ingredients, okay? And you get 8 burgers out of it. Enjoy. Hey, glad you're tuning in to CNY Flavor. We got a great segment in store for you today. Quick tip and just something that you can do real easy, economical at home. We're going to do a strawberry salad. Kids love strawberries, and some of the things that I'm going to join together today are going to give it a unique flavor, a unique taste, dealing with some gelatin, some pudding, strawberry pie filling, pineapple, Cool Whip, milk naturally, cook it all down. I'm going to show you how to do it right here, right now on CNY Flavor. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to take the strawberry gelatin. You can get any kind. These ones here are 3-ounce packages. I'm using 3 3-ounce packages. And that's all it is strawberry gelatin, okay? Remember our little trick, shake it down so that when you open it, it doesn't spill everywhere. Just put it in a bowl. We're going to do this with 2 cups of water, boiling water. I have the water over there now in a little teapot that is getting hot. And I know what you're thinking out there. Here's my little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. I don't know the rest of it because it's been a long time since I've had little kids, but you know what I'm talking about, all you parents out there. Okay, so we emptied the gelatin right into the bowl. I'm going to get the boiling water now, 2 cups. And what we're going to do, oh, look at that steam. And then we're going to tip me over and pour me out. I don't know why I have that song stuck in my head. One of the camera crew was singing it earlier. And sometimes, you know, when you get one of those songs in your head, you just can't get it out. Well, that's in my head right now. So here you go. You mix it all well, nice in here. Okay, now, the trick that we're going to do is we're going to add the pineapple, crushed pineapple. It's an 8-ounce can. We're going to add the pineapple and the strawberry filling right now. So we just add it right into the gelatin that's hot. Pie filling. Ooh. Now I'm going to leave the spoon here because that's what I'm going to use after I whisk it up a little bit. And what we're going to do, now that this is all mixed well, is we're just going to take this and pour it right into a 9x13 dish. This one here is actually a 10x14. And there it is. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and let this start firming up, okay, as I put together my pudding and my Cool Whip. Show you how to do that in just a second. Okay, now that we have the strawberry gelatin, the pineapple, the strawberry pie filling in the oven, in the refrigerator chilling, we're going to make the topping. The topping's really easy. I'm using a French vanilla pudding, which is 4-ounce box. And again, you just want to look for specials and for deals in your local supermarkets, because a lot of times you can buy these stuff, they might be 40 cents, 60 cents each. Sometimes you find them 5 for $1. So if you find them like that, buy them, because you will use them. Watching CNY Flavor, you'll use them because we try to help you, show you the combinations that work so that you can cook on a shoestring budget. So that's all we do, is we add it right in. 1.5 cups of milk. Try not to spill it all over your counter like I just did. Did you catch that? And then we're just going to mix it up. Mix it real good. So, the secret ingredient, Cool Whip, okay? This here is a pretty big container. We used this on a couple shows ago. It's 16 ounces. We got about 8 ounces left. That's all you need for this particular recipe. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in. But folding it, meaning you're just going to fold it in and make it become a part of, and not beat it so that it's all mixed into it as one. So as you can see here, I'm folding it in nice and gentle, not beating it, not mixing it. See, so it's almost, if you can see this, it's almost like a swirl. You see that French vanilla, that's all part of this, and now this is ready for the topping. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pull that strawberry gelatin out of the refrigerator, and I'm going to put this on top of this and then chill it until serving time. So here we are, we got the strawberry gelatin starting to set. It's not set all the way, okay, and you don't have to let it set all the way. You just have to let it chill a little bit. You have your Cool Whip and vanilla pudding, the French vanilla pudding, and basically I'm just going to dollop it in here, okay. And as you can see, I'm dolloping. Now, if you want, you can let it set all the way and then spread it all across the top. I'm not going to do that because it'll all incorporate into it. And so I'm just dolloping a little bit. And what do I got? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 right here. So as we scoop it out and set it on a plate, you'll actually scoop where the top of the dollop is and set that in your dish. Dish, plate. And this is all setting up really nice. And there it is. I'm going to sit this in now till we're ready for our dinner. It's chilled, ready to go. We scoop it right out. All right, so here we are. We got the strawberry salad. It's all firmed up. It's been chilling in the refrigerator. And so now, as you can see, the dollops that I put on, you basically can have like 13, 14 dishes. Be very liberal when you come in. Scoop it out. Put it right on the plate there. Still firming up good. Oh. And you can take this here, serve a whole party, and this is it on a shoestring budget CNY flavor. We love cooking. We love helping you out there learn how to cook on a shoestring budget so you can feed your family in today's economic times, and we're just really glad that you got to tune into this segment. Thanks for watching. Hey, Scott Trainer here, host of CNY Flavor, the show that's all about Central New York. And I'm sitting here with Dick Marco, the owner of the Marketplace here in Newport, which is Route 28 and Main Street, right in downtown Newport, or actually right outside of Newport. It's a privilege and an honor to be here and talk to you, Dick.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. So tell me a little bit about your store here.
We do a lot of whole foods, fresh foods. I have fresh spinach, we have red beef, we have pork, we have yogurt from the Stofus Farm in Vernon, we have cheese from the Stofus Farm in Vernon, fresh oranges just up from Florida, fresh potatoes.
You have a unique concept here. This is the old West Side Saloon, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And you've converted it to really make it a marketplace for everyone in the area.
Yes.
Yes.
We do lunches here during the day. I do strombolis for lunch. We make soup. We do donuts. We have 32 different vendors downstairs. Every vendor is local. Within the farthest vendor we have is Utica.
You gotta love it. You gotta love the people. How long have you been in and around this business?
17 years. We opened the West Side Saloon Steakhouse. We were open for.
And then you decided to offer this to the community. Tell me some of your, because people, like if they go to a regular store, to be in a niche, okay, it's hard to find gluten-free things, organic stuff like that, but you have all that right here in a one-shop stopping place.
You can eat here and you can shop here, which really makes it nice.
Tell me about your flours, your sugars, because we had a great conversation about that.
Well, we have probably 10 different kinds of flours. We have, I'm going to say, we have organic sugar, we have gluten-free, our organic sugar, we have sugar in the raw. We probably have 4 or 5 different kinds of sugar. We have a big gluten-free section because gluten-free is big right now.
So if you had an allergy, you had this, you can come here and buy stuff that's going to keep the customer safe. You have fresh produce from the different vendors around here, or the farmers basically.
All last summer, we opened last July, and from July to the end of the season, if somebody had extra stuff in their garden, we would buy it off them, we would resell it. I bought off of Giuliano's farm over in Schuyler. Everything that we sold last year was local. Everything we sold was very high quality and very reasonable price.
You mentioned lunch, okay, the strombolis and stuff that you cook and that you bake. You also bake your breads fresh too.
Yes, we do wheat bread, garlic bread, Italian bread, pumpernickel bread, hard rolls.
What about spices? Do you do your own spices? What do you do with those?
We buy spices in bulk and we repackage. So
Right.
anything that we would cook with, you can buy here at the store.
Now, Dick, as I'm sitting here talking to you, okay, I look on the walls and I see some old nostalgic pictures. And one of the ones I'm looking at over here is like a general store. And it has different meats and vegetables and cheeses and everything in that picture. And I'm thinking about you and your concept, because you're not just cheeses and some wheat or flour or sugar. You have everything out there that people can come in and buy, from meats in your meat coolers and your delis. I mean, it's not just one thing or two things. You can actually get just about anything you need. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
We have fresh spinach here, we have fresh broccoli here, we have apples here, oranges here, bananas. So the list goes on. You don't need to go to Herkimer.
Okay.
I mean, if you live in Newport and you don't travel, you could eat right here. You could buy right here and you could be satisfied.
So then some of the rumors that the food in upstate New York is on the downcline, and that there's really no good food around, is not quite accurate. Okay.
No. There's a lot of good food around.
You just gotta.
You gotta know where to get it.
You gotta know where to get it, and
Absolutely.
this is the place. See, if you want to know where to get it, you come here. If you want fresh, wholesome food in a different variety, things that you wouldn't find in a regular market. That's what I like here, because it's not the big corporate store. I see the love and the care that you guys are putting into it, and I'd just like to thank you for taking the opportunity to introduce yourself to CNY Flavor and to tell our audience, come on in and give you a try. And I'd like to tell you to come on and give it a try too, because it's definitely an experience, and you'll find a lot of good things that you can't find in a normal store.
I thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you very much, Dick. I really appreciate it. It's been an honor to be here.